One of the things that I know keeps me from fully experiencing abundant life in Christ is my own insecurity. Maybe you feel that way too. We're going to talk about that today. Insecurity has really plagued me a lot. And I've spoken to so many women who feel the exact same way. Did you know that there are heroes in the Bible that we read about and study about, that we respect, that we learn from, that we are inspired by? And they wrestled with insecurity too. One of them might surprise you. That's David. That's right, King David, the one who killed Goliath as a boy. He actually wrestled with insecurity. But let's look at his life a little bit. I mean, we look around and we say, well, I know why I'm insecure. Why would he be insecure? Let's see. David was anointed as king, but then he went right back to being a shepherd. He didn't become king right away. He was anointed, but he's a shepherd. And then he kills Goliath, and he's the hero. But the king hates him. The king is jealous of him. The king is trying to kill him. David all the while knowing that he's supposed to be king. But Saul is trying to kill him. And then David is finally king. He fully respects King Saul until the time of Saul's death, and he's supposed to be king. One of David's own sons grows up, is very charming, wins the heart of David's people, and takes David's place as king. David, who is called a man after God's own heart, and yet we see him commit murder and adultery. What a confused, unsteady, unsure, insecure life. Well, towards the end of his life, he's king. He's got things smoothed out, everything's going really well, and then he decides, I think maybe I want to take a census. And you might say, that's kind of strange. Well, God did not want David to take a census. Why would David take a census if God didn't want him to? All I can figure is that it was his insecurity. I've got to know. I've got to know how many people I rule. Sure, I'm king. Look, everything's great. But no, I've got to know. I've got to be reassured. Tell me again just how successful I am. Remind me again that I'm king. Remind me again that my kingdom is great. He was insecure. This was at a point in David's life when he was coming to the end. Hadn't he seen all of the amazing things that God had done through him and because of him, setting him up as king? No, he was still insecure. He still needed to be reassured. He still needed to be reminded that he was important. He still needed to be reminded that what he had done was good. And how much do I do that? How much do I look around and say, tell me what I've done well? Remind me again. God, I know you have this calling. I know you have this purpose, but remind me again. Tell me again, who am I? And that's the question. That's the question that we're going to look at today. Who am I? Because our insecurity can come from not fully understanding who we are in Christ. And I've got to tell you, this book is chock full of promises telling us who we are. But today, I'm just going to look at one place where we are reminded of who we are, where our identity comes from. And that is 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. You are a chosen people. You are a royal priest, a holy nation, God's very own possession. As a result, you can show others the goodness of God, for He called you out of the darkness into His wonderful light. Once you had no identity as a people. Now you are God's people. Once you received no mercy. Now you have received God's mercy. Why are we insecure? Why do we wonder? Why do we feel less than? Why do we feel not important enough? We are a royal priesthood. This is written directly to people who have chosen to follow God. This passage says this is for you. You are royal. You are holy. You are chosen. You're not in darkness. You're in light. Once you had no identity. Now you have full identity in Christ because you have received His mercy. You might not be used to it. You're not used to having an identity. You're not used to being one of His children, but you are. You are. You are His. Who am I? You're a royal priest. You're a holy people. Receive His mercy. Receive His identity and know who you are. So today, in helping us with our insecurity, we tried to answer some of the question, who am I? Next time, we're going to try to answer some of the question, where do I belong? I hope you'll join us then. If this video was meaningful for you at all, if it was a blessing to you at all, I'd love for you to follow me on Facebook or subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video on YouTube, or check out my website, debbiedart with 2 T's.com.